Well, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. We're making it work, and I'm Jimmy. We're gonna spend a day in the shop. We're in front of the toolbox today because Harbor Freight just announced new versions of the Icon toolbox. So my GoFundMe page, no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna take you to work with me today. If you're new to the channel, that's what we do. I'm a flat rate mechanic, a real flat rate mechanic, and I'm really at work. And I film some of the processes I do during the day. Try to help younger mechanics out, people who want to just know more about what's being done when their car gets worked on. And we have a little bit of fun. Sometimes I'm a little sarcastic, a little dry humor. So I've been told. I don't feel that way, but either way, we're going to learn things, do what we can, get people on the road, keep the lights on. The lights are on. There you go. So let's finish getting the shop open up and get started. If you want to compare Central Florida's weathers to yours today, 62 degrees, a little bit of humidity, not too bad though. I hope it's nice where you're at. Let's finish getting this place open up and get started. I know you guys didn't have any doubt that I was going to be the one working on this gem. Look at this thing, 35,000 original miles, 1978 Corvette pace car. Super clean, actually. The wipers have seen much better days. The problem is, you know, like a lot of things, they age whether you're driving it or not. Rubber. We've been over that. It's got a power steering leak. The only thing this car could use, some minor details, and the carpeting's pretty faded. It's supposed to be silver. It's turning beige. I'm almost wondering if someone put beige carpeting in it, painted it silver. But it looks like it's just fading away. It's hard to tell. What do you guys think? Even in the console, though, it's beige. What's weird is there's silver on the edge. Does it show up on camera? Anyway, super nice car. It's like a 9. Let's lift it up, see why the power steering's leaking. He towed it in here, but I drove it. It's got some power steering. It's just a little weird because it's low on fluid. Now, that's just a hood dripping. I saw some drips. This thing, boy, low miles, needs a restoration. We talked about this the other day, aging, how it happens to us all, and cars too. And there's no real way to avoid it. It looks like a good repair, but the rubber is giving up the ghost. That's not his main leak though. His main leak is the power steering cylinder and valve. That bolt looks like it's loose. Motor mount bolt. The rubber for the bushings blown out. So quick restoration. This car's good as new. Look at that steering hose, dry rotted and cracking and coming apart. The pump, not too bad. Leaking a little bit where the housing meets the pump. So, you know, 78. That's the thing. These, like, if you see a low mileage car like this go across the auction lines, if you watch it on TV like I do, keep in mind 30,000 mile car needs a restoration, because when you start digging in here, it's not going to get better. Oh, that motor mount bolt looks like it's loose too. It's interesting. A little bit of oil coming from the fuel pump too. Look at the fuel lines collapsed. I bet you this doesn't make a lot of power. When the fuel line pinches closed like that, see that? Under load, this thing's got to go be starved for gas. Fuel line's pinched. Now he's got a 3mm fuel line. It's not going to have enough fuel volume. And the carburetor will empty and then bleh. Yeah, all the rubber. I got to write all this stuff down. This is another one where the drive shaft is the upper control arm. See, there is no upper control arm. It's the spring, the lower arm, and the drive shaft. And this forward trailing arm controls the wheel laterally. And it has some assist for the drive shaft, but it's all relying on that bushing up front. This is how you align them. Those shims and everything determine what happens with the toe in and toe out. And then for camber, you adjust that. So, but I don't know if we're going to be doing any of that. It needs It needs an awful lot of work. Rear diff. Got some cool exhaust repairs going though. That's nice. It actually did a good job. They made it fit to the... I wonder why that pipe is in there. Just to change the direction or to lengthen it a little bit? I don't know. I can't explain that stuff. Turbo 350. I thought it would have a turbo 400. Of course, this little 350 is probably 200 horse, 175 horse. This when they first went to net. It's taking a while. Here it goes. Oh, caught it on film. The suspense is unimaginable on this channel. We're gonna write an estimate for some power steering work and stuff and see how crazy we get with this. And I got the transfer case for that Jeep. They got it from salvage. But the Jeep's not here. They gotta bring it. I think they're coming back Monday. They got it laying on the control actuator, which is either the transfer case is destroyed on the one, if you saw that video, either internal transfer case problems or that actuator's bad. And what they've done is lay the transfer case on the pallet on the most sensitive part of it. And that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. a day in the life. Not sure why the customer wants an oil change. Looks like the oil was put in yesterday. He probably does it once a year, whether he drives it or not, which is kind of a good practice, but I don't know if oil goes bad in the year. You do get moisture and condensation in the engine if you don't keep it in a climate controlled environment. But at least if it's in the garage, it's not as big of a deal. If it sits outside, you know, your windows condensate on a vehicle that sits outside. Same thing happens in your engine. So when you drain the oil, you'll get that moisture out. But I mean, that oil is literally brand new. I also felt like the rubber gasket might have stuck. See how tiny the filter is? That's what we're putting on it. As long as it has the outside gasket, it fits a small block Chevy from 1955 to like 1999. Look at the oil. But, you know, better safe than sorry. And the gasket did come off. It felt like it was going to be stuck on the block. You always got to check for that, especially on these older engines when they use that square O-ring instead of a round one. They tend to stick on the engine, and if you double gasket it, bad things happen. Saw it on the internet. Gonna see if we can find the right gasket too. This is not the correct gasket. Look at that gasket. Ooh boy, much better. It's gonna be like a brand new 1978 pace car. I wish the Valvoline engineers, when they made this bottle, I put the drain, the spout where the handle is, because that's where it glugs less. You guys know that. You flip it over, right? But the handle's on the wrong side, so I just had to be extra careful. Oh, you know, we got weight and oil change and tire rotation. I'm just gonna knock that out real quick. One thing you have to watch for when they ask you to rotate the tires are staggered on this car, so if you rotate them, bad things might happen. 255s in the back and 235s in the front. Those are just seals. Uh-oh. Just got to vent this a little bit. First one to use the 540 gets to set up the tank, baby. doing oil changes and rotation, might as well do the oil room maintenance too. Once that O-ring clears, it'll let it pump oil out. This might not work for this one. It's not big enough. I gotta get a bigger one. And just like that, another one's done. Quick 0.5. Let's see if there's another oil change to do. I'm getting used to it. I'm a Castrol kid. I'm gonna get a hat. Fast and Furious worker truck. Car's kind of new, it shouldn't matter. 40,000 is a little early for a diff service, unless you're towing. He was going to do the front and rear and transfer case and stuff like that, but someone else sold this ticket. I don't know who. Maybe the guys up front, I'm not sure. Quick oil change and diff service. We'll see what else there is to do when we're done here. A little bit of metal's normal. You don't want chunks and big slivers. A little bit of like a metal dust is what's in there, and that's a lot of that's breaking. This is probably the first diff service, I'm guessing. Oh, they do look the same now that I wiped them off. That's good. Knowing the way they do things nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised if the manufacturer wants you to replace the drain plugs. But we'll be alright. Got my little fill tool. Looks like it might be just about full. That was brake clean abuse. We're not going to film that. That's traumatic for the children. Family show. I see why you declined the front diff service. We don't have a front diff. Look at this gem. 2004 Chevrolet Tahoe. Developing a strange tick. And the customer tried a new oil pressure sensor to see if that helps. Got a little bit of a tick, but it's got 240,000 miles on it. Sometimes they're going to tick. It's also missing a door panel and stuff. Don't worry about that. Check engine lights on. Don't worry about it. Service four-wheel drive warning. The blower fan works, I know that much. Service tire monitor system. Buckle seat belt. And service four-wheel drive. There it is. I knew I saw it. I was hallucinating for a second. Let's put this on auto. Raise the temperature just a skosh. Get that fan to calm down. It's a little rough, you know, needs some work. Got coils and stuff. They've been working on it. So I said, Jimmy, can you see what that tick is for him? Sure. Needs an engine. needs a trim adjusted on the stereo. I saw it come in on a tow truck. I said, you know what? I got a feeling I'm going to turn my day around right here. We're going to do the best we can with it. We're going to try to fix it for the customer and make the living so we can keep our lights on. We'll see what happens. We're going to do our best. This thing is... Alright. It's not 9:27, by the way. It's closer to 12 o'clock. So, we're chilling, seeing what we can get done. I'm going to get the scanner and see what the codes are. And we can probably see oil pressure through the scan data too. I'm not sure. This is a 2004. It's got a gauge here, so it's already showing a little low. Usually with a cold engine like that, that thing's... Anyway, a lot of miles. That's what concerns me. I mean, I've seen these LS engines, when they're well taken care of, go 400,000 or 500,000 miles. You know, of course, they'll have an oil leak here and there and things like that, but they'll keep running if you take care of them. Some of the new technology with the cylinder delete stuff, this, what do they call it? Displacement on demand kind of thing. Those have brought along some new problems. But they still hold the oil in relatively well, and they respond well to maintenance. They also respond poorly to lack of maintenance. I'm going to give her a 4 on the love rating, believe it or not. It's old and tired, got a lot of miles, missing door panels, but it's really, I mean, there's no food. A+. Well, I guess it would be a B+. It's still pretty good though. It's about to happen. Automatic transfer case. You got an auto button and 4 switches. Auto, yes. 4 buttons selectable. I don't know what radio it has. I'm going to say bass because it's not going to have the module on the aftermarket one. It has dual automatic. Dual zone auto. Uh-oh, the oil pressure is continuing to go down as it warms up. That's not a good look. Under 8600 GVW. There's no such thing as a Tahoe over that. You'd think I would know that by the VIN. But that's alright. This thing's got a sunroof on it and everything. That's nice. Got all the options. This thing was top of the line when it was new. 22 years ago. I think the 2002 Thunderbird that we put a convertible top on is here. Something about a door seal or something they said. We'll see what happens to that one. He put the ticket on my toolbox. I guess it's next. I don't know if the seal's here yet and what seal he's talking about exactly. I want to say I remember it was leaking water because the top of the window has a gap. So we're going to put a fresh rubber seal on it where the glass touches. But so I think that might be what he's talking about. We'll find out. We're going to let this dance and then we'll see what the codes are and then we'll make it work. Alright, it did not come up with the PCM in the report that I did. So I went into powertrain module independently and it gave me the data and the codes are knock sensor and catalytic converter. The oil pressure seemed to have leveled off about 18 psi or so if the gauge is accurate. So I'm going to look in here and see if I can find oil pressure or not. If it has a 1-wire sender, then it's just a gauge. If it has multiple wires, it's the gauge and instrument cluster. Sometimes the sender will send the information to the ECM, and the ECM will tell the cluster where to put the gauge, even though it's not really connected directly to the sender, depending on the system it uses. But right here, we have to see if we can find an oil pressure data PID, and I'm not seeing it so far. So what I'll do is hunt and peck around, see if I can find it, and I'll show you if I do. Engine data 1 did not have it. This is engine data 2. It had it. So I guess instead of having one page with 100 and something data PIDs, it has 2, 56 or so each. Now we'll see if we'll bring the data up. Oh, look at that. Oil life remaining 99%. Oil pressure sensor 1.1 volts. Oil level okay. Let's put it on graph. Combine. I'm going to let this run a minute and we're going to see how low this goes. I'm going to see if I can find an identifix. I'm going to see if I can find an identifix what the voltage should normally be at idle. It's going to probably want me to pull the sender out, put a mechanical gauge in there, and do a test that way. But a lot of times what I've done in the past to save a lot of time is I'll put a quarter 20 W50 in there and see if the oil pressure goes up. If it does, I know I have a mechanical problem and the gauge is probably accurate. If it doesn't make a difference, then either the engine's so badly worn it's still not enough, or I'm barking up the wrong tree and there's something going on with the sending unit and the circuitry and stuff. But the customer did already put one in. I'm guessing because the oil pressure was going low, and it's in neutral too. If I put it in gear, it might go lower. Oh, now it actually went up a couple psi. If it goes below a certain threshold, it'll even put the oil light on. There'll be a little red light in the gauge to get your attention. So let me look up and see about what the voltage and the pressure should be and see where we're going to go with that kind of stuff on this. An oil pressure, mechanical oil pressure test won't be included in the base diagnosis. Holy Spagoli, did you order a pizza, Mr. Spagoli? I don't know why it just popped in my head. 6 psi is allowed at 1,000 RPM. That's not acceptable. I don't care what they say. 24 psi at 4,000 RPM. Honestly, I don't hear any ticking under the hood. It's quiet. It's got leaking valve covers and some stuff like that, but the pressure's low on the gauge. The engine's fairly quiet. It doesn't make noise. Doesn't make noise when you rev her up, but the oil pressure comes up when you rev it up. I'm not really sure why this car's here. It says drivetrain ticking noise. Already put a oil pressure sensor in. My engine or transmission is making a noise. Maybe I'll drive it on the alignment rack and see if I can find something under there. What do you guys think? I'll wait. You tell me what you think and then we'll decide what to do. I can wait. I got time. Alright, I'll move it over since you asked. It's weird. I had the key on. I moved it over here. It's not supposed to keep working like that. It tells me the wrap relay's sticking on. It's supposed to no longer have power to the windows and stuff. He didn't ask about that. Don't worry about it. Doesn't look nearly as clean or hold oil very well from under here. So yeah, the shocks are blown out. That's what that is. See, it's dry from here and it's wet under the shock. That's all shock oil. So the oil level looks okay. Someone's done a transmission not too long ago. The oil level looks okay, but he may have just added oil. It's got some pretty good leaks. I didn't hear a drivetrain noise on a short drive. I didn't drive it long. Maybe it takes a while, but normally if you've got a drivetrain problem, you've got a drivetrain problem, and temperature won't be a factor. What's you doing over there? Brake flush. Okay. You've been doing induction services and tune-ups and brake flushes all day. When Joe, you got an oil change and an odd noise on an old Tahoe to look at. Anyway, this is not in bad shape under here other than that shock leaking and the oil leaks, but otherwise no rust. Erico's super jealous right now. Maybe I gotta drive it a little further. U-joints feel good. If you look for the gap to change here to here, you'll know the U-joint's bad if you can wiggle it. Doesn't look like it wiggles. That's good, so that's not making noise. Let's see if we can get a better description of what the noise is. What do you think? Uh-oh. Oh, that's not supposed to do that. Okay, got a front differential problem. There's a washer missing on that nut. So someone's been playing with that stuff too. So the customer probably already knows about it. I don't understand. I'm going to talk to them. We're going to figure it out. This might look familiar, but it's not the same Lexus. It's a different one with the same problem. Although this one said it died while driving. Look at that, battery light's on. 199,000 miles. The heck year is this thing? 2012. It's in pretty nice shape. Of course, the oil change overdue. It's 1,000 miles overdue. And oil change reminder, tire light, battery light, steering light, airbag light. Oop, oop, it shut off the electric steering to try to keep the engine running. Next thing, it'll shut up the engine. Let's take our jump box off and see what happens. Come here. I'm guessing that battery's seen better days. This thing is a mess under the hood. No one's ever cleaned it under here. Hey, turn that thing down, will you? We're filming. No respect. No respect. Let me do the inspection. It's gonna have a bad alternator. I need to make sure the belt is turning it. Make sure the power steering going out isn't some electrical problem with a battery feed, and that it did it because of the fact that it's not charging. So we'll do this. Oh, 8 volts. That's terrible. Yeah. Needs an alternator. That's easy. I pushed the boost button on the jump box. Just timed out. Bam. There you go. Oh yeah. Alternator, battery, and an oil change upsell. Don't worry, I wrote it down. That strut, she's a leaking. We just did one of these yesterday. That's cool. It's going to be a little repetitive, I apologize, but enjoy a little bit of grass, and we'll just film some spots here and there. We did learn yesterday to take the belt off first, so it'll be done and everything else happens from the top. Except for the bottom bolt, we can get that out of there too once the belt's off. 14 millimeter on that tensioner right there. And then we'll repeat ourselves. It's going to be like the Matrix. When you see a black cat, it means they changed something. I think it's easier to take this bolt out of the bottom because we have that brace on the bottom too, if you remember. That'll hold the bottom of the alternator in place. I'll take this bolt out while the belt's on. It keeps the tensioner away from that lower bolt. Because I think they want you to take that tensioner out. You gotta love a Toyota. Turned it less than half a turn with the ratchet, came out the rest of the way by hand. Sorry, Eric. I'm serious about not telling them that you can sneak that out like that. Because the next gen, they'll move the tensioner an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/4 inch over, so you can't do that. Pretend you didn't see it if you're an engineer. Not all engineers are bad, just most of them. An engineer is like, you know those mystery shoppers in Walmart when you go and you're trying to shop in Walmart and they're in your way and they're like knocking groceries out of your hands while you go? Same thing. It's like a Walmart engineer. Now those are pulled out already on the one from yesterday. Since I'm doing it this time, I pulled the plastic out with the rubber. And this, oh, that's a screw. That's a whole different push pin from yesterday. See, we're both learning stuff. I thought it normally had those regular push pins. Of course, it's crumbling. Got another one. I tell you guys? I was experimenting trying to make AI videos last night just because so many channels have been ripped off by AI. I'm going to beat them to the punch and try to make some AI. We'll start with AI shorts and see how they do. And then I might use AI to help edit videos, if that's possible. I'm not sure yet. Just looking into it. If anybody has any good suggestions, let me know. But don't worry, I'm going to do regular videos like I've been doing them. But if I can make them a little better, we'll try it and see. If it's terrible, we won't do it anymore. Anybody want a cupcake? They come right out, it's easy. Pretty much. I just hope that hose doesn't pop back and throw antifreeze in my face. It's a risk I'm willing to take. Boy, them electrical plugs are tight, man. I'll show you. That's what you gotta do. Not getting stopped by arthritis. There you go. I do have a big old drip pan under there, don't worry about it. Where'd the bolt go, you might wonder. That's what I was wondering. I was hoping it would be in the socket, but it's right there next to the dipstick. It's hung in that last little bit of threads. It's easy. So nice of Toyota engineers to make that little slot for your ratchet wrench. These guys are awesome. I got another one just like you. It's a boy. I don't know if I mentioned in the video yesterday, but today is what I did. It goes like this. There's a wire harness clips into this, so when you pull it away from the block, I use a pry bar very gently and just put a little pressure on it without loading the harness too much, just enough that I use my hose pick tool like this, and I release the two lock tabs while I got just a tiny bit of pressure on it, and it just goes boop, pops right out. Getting it back in, that's the fun part. We don't film that because it's a family show. You know, yesterday was a nice Denso. Today is a nice Napa. Nice is in the eye of the beholder. Something like that. So, right up the back. Something in the threads. Cool. Nice work, Napa. Top quality stuff. Well, top quality prices. Products, mediocre. Try running the bolt up from the other side. I don't know what it was, some kind of epoxy or bubble gum. Let's tighten this up. I'll have to check first. Good idea. I'm learning. That'll work. Back in you go. Once you get it on that stud, the rest is easy. I think I might have said that yesterday, because the rest is easy. It's bears repeating. And for some reason on this car, I can't get my fingers in there to get the nut on around the dipstick. It's bent slightly different. So I put a little piece of paper on the bolt so it'll hold it in place. I don't feel like grabbing my magnetic socket. It's quicker and easier to grab some paper. Of course, now my friends are looking over my shoulder so close I can't even get it. Can't see it. Oh, there it is. And like I did yesterday, top bolt's in loosely. I'm going to get this started, then we can go to the bottom bolt, then we're ready to tighten it all up. Alright, bottom bolt's tight, belt is on, tighten the other two bolts. I'm feeling pretty brave. I think I'm going to put the splash shield and the wheel on the way down. Electrical connectors are on, harness is back in place, so everything's plugged in, bolt for the braces in. I'm going to pour a little water down here, rinse some of this coolant off, and drop the fan in next. It'll probably spill some more coolant as soon as I shake the radiator. It doesn't stop me. There it is. A couple of bolts and a brace. We're getting close to the end of the day. I don't think I'll get this done today. I don't want to rush through it. I don't know if we even have the battery. I haven't heard yet.
Get it done?
Yeah.
Nice. You're front row, man.
It's not done yet, but it's getting there.
No, you got all the hard shit done.
Got all the hard stuff done. It's amazing what the oil change guy can do when given the chance. That is good stuff. I don't care who you are. That's good stuff. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday too, the harness for the hood latch cable is a plastic molded harness. If you put this side in and slip it under the brace, you'll get that plastic harness under there. Otherwise, this sticks up and you're like, why can't I get the bolt in there? Some people just crush it, but that's not how we do on this channel. I don't want Royalty Auto having to redo my work. Yeah, we're spilling a little bit. I probably spilled 5 times as much, trying not to let it overflow. I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys. We are closing up. They already got all the doors down. So I'm going to finish up. I got to do an oil change and stuff too. I forgot about that. I was going to put the battery in and try to get it done, but I got like 4 hours today. I'm not staying late to make it 7. So we'll finish it up in the morning. Thanks for watching. Click the like button before you head out. Hope I see you in another video or bump into you in the Amazon store. You're awesome.